gains in Asian markets are subdued as well. They're mixed as we speak. Barring the Hang Seng, most of the other indices are lower.
If you're chasing momentum, it's not worked. It will work 3 or 4 days later, but immediately it's not worked, but buying on dips has.
From here on, the recovery is going to be slow, right?
The markets are starting absolutely cat on the wall, 0.2 higher.
I think we still remain constructive on markets. Markets will take a breather here.
We are the top 3 in terms of market share.
So I think for many of our customers, particularly those in rural areas and broader sections, it would be very useful to have this GST cut.
Consolidation continues, but there is that positive bias, up what, 0.1, 0.2% on the key indices.
If this is not decided ASAP, it is actually going to have the opposite impact of the intended impact. It will just dampen the season completely.
Supreme Court pointed out that in fact asked the government as to why they've not clarified their position. The Supreme Court also said that the centre has sufficient powers under the DMA or the Disaster Management Act, and yes, little seems to have been done.
Market's not really going anywhere. It's a more quiet kind of a day.
Okay, that's changed a bit. Of course, in the last half an hour, courtesy Reliance. Reliance has moved to high point of the day. That's propelled the Nifty. The Bank Nifty has never been a problem, at least not in this series. That continues to retain leadership, but it's really the move in Reliance which is propelling the Nifty now back above 11,500. And of course, the mid-cap market also doing well. Auto stocks, of course, being the toast of the market today. Tata Motors up 8%. But let's see what the last hour brings for us. Sonia is joining me on the show today. Sonia, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon. So the bulls have tightened the noose on the bear's neck, right? I mean, once again, they emerge winners today. And I mean, now there's so many pockets that are opening up. Look at autos, auto ancillaries, all up 7-10%. So it's looking like a pretty healthy market.
Yeah, it is. The issue is, the market's just grinding upwards. It's not having that, that blast that, a lot of people thought it will. But that's okay. I mean, if you're a positional trader, Sonia, you've made a lot of money in this market. I mean, imagine something like a Tata Motors yesterday after the announcement, and and this is just a promise. It's running up only on a promise. It ran up 8%, 7-8% yesterday. It's up another 7-8% today. We are in that kind of a market. This is a bull market. A forgiving market, like we explained, you buy at any price, the market will ultimately bail you out, whether the quality of stock is good or bad. I don't know for how long it will last, but as of now, I think you're making money hand over fist. And the way Reliance has started to contribute once again, it could be interesting that, that Nifty perhaps might now play a bit of a catch-up. But it's looking more and more likely that perhaps the Nifty now wants to put 11,500 behind it. The Bank Nifty wants to put 23,200 behind it, and look at the next levels, which perhaps could be 11,700, 750 on the Nifty, and say about 24,000, 24,500 on the Bank Nifty.
Okay, well, I was talking about some of these auto ancillaries. I mean, look at Endurance, almost an 8% up move today. And Endurance has been one of the strongest stocks this month, up about 30%. It gets big business from Bajaj Auto, so Endurance is a stock that's buzzing. But like this, there are so many stocks that are moving around, so we're going to tell you all about that in the next 1 hour. Here's what you can get to see on the show today. It's been a volatile day of trade, but the market is off the day's lows. In fact, at the high point right now, the mid-caps and banks outperform the frontliners. We discuss the key market trends and fundamentals with SP Tulsian of sptulsian.com, Prakash Diwan and Abhimanyu Sofat of IIFL. How should investors navigate the COVID-19 volatility? How can one capitalize on the self-reliant India opportunity? We ask market expert Suvir Chenani. And two-wheeler stocks are buzzing in trade ahead of a possible GST rate cut. The finer details along with the commentary coming in from top industry voices. We'll also take a deep dive into the stock of the day, Stock 360, get you an insight into dealing room chatter and some tidbits about buzzing stocks in our segment, D-Street Chatter. And as always, technical experts will take you through the key trading strategies for the last hour of trade.